So this lesson, we are learning to write systems of equations from word problems. And again, if you remember systems, we're talking about two equations. And now we're actually going to have two unknowns. So in other words, these variables, when it says define the variables, you're going to have two unknowns. When you set up and solve the equation, so this is kind of like step one. Step two, basically set up as your equations as you're going to translate it from the words and then solve. So that is considered to be step two. But the thing you need to understand is you're going to have two equations. And essentially you're looking for two complete sentences or like a compound sentence, which is just two complete sentences joined with an and. Like for example, number one, it says the sum of two numbers is 30. Well, that's if I do x plus y equals 30, that's one sentence. And it says, and their difference is 12. I underlined it twice. So x minus y equals 12. Now, the define the variables, in this case, it's the let statement. So sometimes I do it as I'm writing the equations. I kind of feel like these two steps are a little bit synonymous. And we're going to say x is just say the first number, and then y is going to be the second number we're looking for. Because for step three, after you solve, you want to identify the answer, but you got to make sure you use the correct label. Well, in this case, there's really no label for the two numbers, but if we found, like, say in a perimeter or something, and we had a length and a width, and there was inches, we had to make sure you labeled the inches. All right. Now, the one thing I want to mention about solving, you don't want to solve these by graphing, so we're actually going to use either substitution or elimination. And just so you know, elimination is always my preference. And in fact, if you look at these two equations right away, the positive y and the negative y, when we combine the like terms, are going to already eliminate. So I don't even have to do any extra work to start with. So I can go ahead and just do the elimination. And I use this little plus because it shows that I'm combining the like terms. And since they're all in ax plus by equals c, everything's lined up. So right away, I'm just going to go ahead and show that the positive y and the negative y eliminate. X plus x is 2x. 30 plus 12 is 42, so you divide by 2, and you get x is going to be 21. So that's your first number. Now be careful. In step 3, when it says identify the answers, make sure, see where it says find the two numbers? Make sure you have your answers for both x and y, or basically the two unknowns, because you don't want to lose half credit. Personally, it doesn't matter which equation. I'm just going to plug it into the original first equation because I have less negatives to deal with, even though 30 is bigger than 12. It's your preference. Just be careful with your negatives as usual. That's kind of a big theme this whole year. So I'm going to plug in 21 for x, so it's 21 plus y equals 30. We just solved that for y, so you subtract 21, and you get y equals 9. Here's your two numbers. Okay. Now, again, back to our translating notes, I believe it was first quarter. When we see the word difference, you think subtraction. So as soon as I see the first sentence that says the difference between the two numbers is 9, I'm just going to do x minus y equals 9. Okay. Now, that's okay. Now I'm just going to say, okay, let's let x be the first number and y equal the second number. The next sentence tells us the first number plus twice the other number, so that's x plus 2y, is 27. Find the two numbers. I'm going to do elimination again, and if you notice, and maybe I'll just use a colored marker or highlighter, negative y and 2y, I'd have to multiply the first equation by 2 so that I get a negative 2y and a positive 2. I don't even want to do that much work. Notice the x, I have a 1x and another 1x. Well, those don't eliminate, but I can go ahead and multiply the first equation by negative 1, which changes all the signs. And boom, with the least amount of work, I'm already ready to have negative x eliminate with the positive x. And then this becomes positive 1y plus 2y is 3y, and negative 9 plus 27 is 18. Boom, I just finished solving, so I find y is 6. Okay. Now, I honestly would use the original first equation. Remember, the original first equation was x minus y equals 9. And plug in the 6 for the y, so it becomes x minus 6 equals 9, add 6. So then x equals 15. Okay. Number 5, again, you have to remember your vocab with the translating. Sum means adding, or basically the solution to addition. So if it says the sum of two numbers is 20, then you have x plus y is 20, and then just real quick, make sure x be the first number and y be the second number. The second sentence says the difference, so I know I'm going to be doing subtraction on the second equation. Ooh, this is a long one, so let's just take it piece by piece. So it says the difference between, so I'm going to have two things that I'm subtracting. 3 times the first number, so that's 3x, and twice the second, 2y, is 40. Okay. Now, when I look at these two equations right away, I have a couple different options. X and 3x do not eliminate. I would need a negative 3, so I'd have to multiply everything by negative 3, so that would eliminate. Or this would have to be a positive 2y, so it'll eliminate with the negative 2y, and I just multiply everything by 2. Well, guess what? I want to multiply by the smaller number, and I don't have to deal with the negative. So I distribute the 2 between everything, so the new top equation becomes 2x plus 2y equals 40. I just copy the bottom equation, which is 3x minus 2y equals 40. And I'm just going to combine the like terms, so 2x and 3x is 5x. The 2y and the negative 2y eliminate, and 40 plus 40 is 80, and just divide by 5. So then x is going to be, I believe that's 15. Let's just check. 80 divided by 5, 16. Hello. All right. Notice the original first equation, the x plus y equals 20, is the easiest or smallest numbers. I would plug that in to find your y. So if we plug in 16 for x, it's 16 plus y equals 20. So I just subtract 16, and y is 4. And there's our two numbers. Okay. Now, already I can tell number 7 isn't talking about two numbers. They're talking about boxes of envelopes and boxes of notepaper, okay? And if you remember back in Unit 5, we talked about the ax plus by equals c word problems where you have two different quantities. Well, that's exactly what this equation is. This one, I would actually do defining the variables first because we're gonna let x be the cost of just a box of envelopes, or number box of boxes of envelopes. Oh boy, this is really a long one. If you know how to shorten that and still be able to understand it, let me know. Y will be the number of boxes of notepaper. All right. Now that I've defined those, I'm just going to write these as 3x plus 4y is $13.25. So we have 3x plus 4y equals $13.25. Okay, the second equation, we have 2 boxes of envelopes, which is your X, and 6 boxes of note paper, which is your Y, and it cost $17. So that's 2X plus 6Y equals 17. And there goes my light. Now, right away, I'm going to do elimination, but I'm noticing I'd have to multiply both equations to eliminate either the x's or the y's. I'm just going to choose to eliminate the x's because they have smaller coefficients. And 3 and 2 have 6 in common. I just want one of them to be -6 and one of them to be +6. It doesn't matter. I like to have my negatives on top, so I'm going to multiply the top equation by -2, and then the bottom equation I'm going to multiply by +3 to keep. That way, after I distribute, the top will become our -x, or 6x, and the bottom will become our positive 6x, which will eliminate. So here we have -6x, and then it's going to become -8y, and then -2 times $13.25 is -$26.50, or just 26.5. Distributing the 3 for the second equation, we get +6x plus 18y equals, and then 3 times 17 is 51. So now I can go ahead and combine, because the -6x and 6x will eliminate. -8y and 18y is 10y, and then I just do 51 minus 2650, and I get 2450. And if you divide by 10, basically when you divide by 10, the shortcut, because we have a base 10 number system, is you just move the decimal over, so it's $2.45. Oh, it's not number. I was right the first time. Cost. Okay. So for Y, it's $2.45 per box of note paper. You have to make sure you have the correct label like we have listed up here. So that, I go ahead and label that before I even find X. And now it's just a matter of which original equation you want to plug in. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to use the top original equation. So we have 3x plus, and it's going to be 4 times our y, which is $2.45, equals $13.25. Okay. Now, and by the way, $2.45 per box of note paper is pretty reasonable. So 4 times $2.45, we get 3x plus $9.80 equals $13.25. So we're going to subtract $9.80 on both sides. So you get 3x equals, let's see, $3.45 divided by 3, and we get it's $1.15 per box of envelopes for X. So when you're labeling your answers, it always goes back to your step 1 when you define your variables. So basically the let statements, I'm going to say you use the labels, whoops, for your final answer. Okay. And just that extra step, not only am I requiring it, but it just makes that quick labeling you don't even have to think about it. You already know X is the cost of the box of envelopes, and Y is the cost of the boxes of notepaper. Okay, so let's look at the next. So wait a second, what number was that? So let's look at number 9. So it says Gabby and Sydney bought some pens and pencils. Okay. Gabby bought 4 pens and 5 pencils for $6.71. That's going to be my first AX plus BY equals C equation. So I'm just going to let X be the cost of a pen and Y be the cost of a pencil. And then this equation, I'm just going to write it as 4X plus 5Y equals $6.71. Now Sydney bought 5 pens and 3 pencils for $7.12. So that's going to be 5X plus 3Y equals $7.12. Okay, so again, I notice to solve this by elimination, I'm going to have to multiply both equations. So 4 and 5 have 20 in common. I would need 1 to be positive 20 and 1 to be negative 20. 5 and 3 have 15 in common. 1 would have to be positive 15 and 1 would have to be negative 15. I'm going to go with eliminating the y's, and I always do the negative on top. So I'm going to multiply negative 3 so that when I distribute that, negative 3 times 5y gives me the negative 15y. And then I'm going to multiply the bottom by positive 5 because when I distribute that, I get a positive 15y, so the y's will eliminate. All right, so then I'm just going to distribute. So when I distribute the negative 3, I get negative 12x minus 15y equals, and let me just do 3 times $6.71. So you get negative 2013.13. So the bottom equation, you get 25x plus 15y, and then let's see, $7.12 times 5, you get 35.6. Okay, so now I'm ready because I already know the negative 15y and the positive 15y eliminate. I always put the parentheses in, the addition in parentheses because it just shows me that I'm ready to combine both equations by like terms. So negative 12x and 25x is 13x. And then basically that's 35.6 minus 20.13 is 15.47. And then we're going to divide by 13. And we get x is $1.19. So this is per pen. So that's the cost of the pen. Okay. Now again, it doesn't matter which equation. I'm just gonna, it doesn't matter. I'll plug it into the top equation, the original top equation. So we have 4 times $1.19 plus 5y equals $6.71. Well, 4 times $1.19 is $4.76 plus 5y equals $6.71. So I'm going to subtract the 476. And you get 5y equals $1.95 divided by 5. And you get y equals 39 cents per pencil. Okay. So let's see, number 11, it says a garden supply store sells 2 types of lawnmowers. We have a small mower and a large mower. I'm just going to go ahead and do my let, and we need to find out how many. So this time it's not the cost, it's how many. So let X be the number of the small mowers and Y be the number of large mowers. And it says, so each small mower is $249.99. The larger mower costs $329.99. Now notice this part right here. This is actually our first equation. I'm going to circle it because it says 30 mowers were sold. Do you see how this has no mention of money? So we're not using the money. We're just going to do the X plus Y equals 30 because that's just how many total. But this part, I'm going to circle this for a second. The total sales is $8,379.70. I want you to understand that money goes with money. Okay, what I mean by that is now I'm going to multiply each X by the $249.99 for the small mower and $329.99 per times Y, so that's the large mower, and that has to equal the total cost. Money goes with money. If there's no money, you just do the plain X plus Y equals 30. So this is going to be $249.99X plus $329.99Y equals $8,379.70. Just a little hint when we have like a 1x and a 1y. I'm going to eliminate the x's because it's the smaller of the two coefficients in the second equation. And I'm just going to multiply by negative 249.99 because that'll eliminate the x's. So we get negative 249.99x minus 249.99y equals, and I've just got to multiply this, so the negative 249.99 times 30, and that is negative 7,499.70, or and then I just copy the second equation, which is 249.99x plus our 329.99y equals our $8,379.70. Beautiful thing is, I already have it set up, and that was the whole purpose of multiplying the first equation by negative 249.99 so that the x's eliminate. Now basically I just subtract these, and so 329.99 minus 249.99 for the y's, you basically get 80y, and then I subtract these, so basically I'm doing 8,379.70 minus 7,499.7, that's 880. Now I divide by 80. Now let me show you a little trick. If both numbers end in a 0 that you're dividing, you're basically dividing out by 10 when you cross out the zeros. And then I just think of it as 88 divided by 8. So y equals 11, and that's the large mowers. Okay, so 11 large mowers. And then all I have to do is basically, I could just do 30 minus 11, and that's going to give me my x. But if you don't see that, I'm just going to plug in the 11 for the y to get the x. So x plus 11 equals 30. Subtract 11, and x is going to be 19. And that's the small mowers for our final answer. Excuse me. Okay, so let's look at number 13. It says, a group of 40 children attended a baseball game on the field trip. Each child received either a hot dog or a bag of popcorn. Hot dogs were $2.25. Popcorn was $1.75. If the total bill was $83.50, how many hot dogs and bags of popcorn were purchased? So that's what I'm going to say X is the number of hot dogs. Y is the number of popcorn. I'm just going to say popcorn instead of bags of popcorn. Or popcorn bags. There we go. Now notice it said each child received either a hot dog or popcorn. So that means you can't have both. So if there's 40 children and everybody received one of either, it's got to be X plus Y equals 40. And so the way I look at this is the non-money total. And remember we talked about with your mowers, since they sold 30 mowers, there was no money here. So that's why we had X plus Y has to equal 30. The number of large plus small mowers has to be 30. Same idea. The number of hot dogs and bags of popcorn has to equal 40 since each child got one bag. Now, see this total? This is the money total. And remember I said that money goes, I can't spell today, with money. So guess what? I'm going to use 225X and $1.75Y to equal that $83.50. So I have $2.25 X plus $1.75Y equals the $83.50. Okay. And of course, I'm going to do elimination again because I'm actually going to eliminate the y's this time because in the second equation, the y's has a smaller coefficient. So all I have to do to eliminate a positive 175y, I have to multiply the top equation by negative 175, and then I distribute. So the new top equation is negative 175x minus 175y equals, now negative 175 times 40 is negative 70. And then I'm just going to copy the second equation. So that's 225x plus 175y equals 8350. Now I just combine these equations because I know the negative 75y and the positive 175y eliminate. And basically I just do 225 minus 175. So I get 50 cents X, and then I basically do 83.50 minus 70. I guess I could have done that mental math. Is 13.50. So I divide by 50 cents. And X is going to be 27. So we have 27 hot dogs. Okay. Now I'm just going to do, see this X plus Y is 40? To find Y, I'm just going to do 27 plus Y equals 40. So basically I subtract 27. And Y is going to be 13. So we have 13 bags of popcorn. Okay. Interestingly enough, math word problems is going to help your reading comprehension improve because you have to identify the different parts in your word problem. Like I said, the non-money go together and then the money goes together. And you have to be able to identify what the labels are so that you know how to answer your question properly. And that has a lot to do with reading comprehension. And I always look at the last question, like how many bags of, or how many hot dogs and bags of popcorn. Well, that directly tells me that X has to be the number of bags or number of hot dogs and Y has to be the number of bags of popcorn. And that's going to help with my labeling on my final answer, okay? So it also helps you to think clearly and organized on top of your problem solving and your knowledge of the vocab that we've been talking about for translating, and of course your reading comprehension. So that's going to improve all those skills. So if you look at number 15, it says adult tickets for the school musical sold for $3.50 and student tickets sold for $2.50. On a given night, 321 tickets were sold. I'm just going to tell you right away, this is the no money total. So I know I'm going to do x plus y equals 321. And then it says the total amount was $937.50. So the money is going to go like our ax plus by equals c. So money goes with money. And it says how many of each kind of ticket were sold. So I'm going to say, let's let x be the number of adult tickets, and y is going to be the number of student tickets. I'm just going to put ST for students. So remember I said that the 321 was your no money, so that's just your x plus y equals 321. Then I'm going to do my ax plus by equals c with the money, because money goes with money. So I, excuse me, I have $3.50 x plus $2.50 y equals the total $937.50. And like I've done in the past, doing elimination and you have a 1x and a 1y, but then you have bigger coefficients in the second equation, I choose the smaller of the two coefficients, so that's $2.50, and I'm going to multiply that by the negative $2.50. So when I distribute that, I'm going to see that the y's will eliminate. So the first equation after I distribute becomes negative 250x minus 250y, and then 321 times $2.50, negative 250, is negative $802.50. Then I just copy the second equation. So I have my $3.50 x plus 250y equals the $937.50. These will eliminate, so we add straight down, essentially just subtract 350 minus 250. Oh, duh, I'm not thinking straight. That's just 1. 1x is just x. Beautiful. All I have to do is subtract these. So 937.50 minus 802 is, so you have 135 adult tickets were sold. Okay, because that's how many adult tickets were sold. And then basically, you can just do 321 minus 135, but if you want to see it as plugging it into this equation, the original top as x plus y, so 135 plus y equals 321, I just subtract my 135, and so then y equals 186 student tickets were sold. Okay, and that's our second answer. Now, anytime you have a problem that talks about coins, nickels and quarters, remember they assume you know how much money a nickel is worth and how much money a quarter is worth. So you're going to get your two totals. See how this says your 42 coins total? This is the no money total. And then $4.90 is the money goes with money. Well, guess what? They don't tell you the money because they expect you to know how much a nickel is worth and how much a quarter is worth. So when you do the AX plus BY equals C for the money, well, nickels, the coefficient's going to be 5 cents, so 0.05, and quarter is going to be 0.25 for the Y. And then when it says how many of each kinds are there, so we're going to say we're going to let X be the number of nickels, and Y is going to be the number of quarters. So it doesn't matter which one, but let's do the money total first this time. So we know, remember I said nickels are 5 cents, so you have to write it as 0.05x, plus the quarters are worth 25 cents, so you have to put 0.25y equals $4.90. Please don't put 25y or 5x, because if you have dollars and cents, and if you put 25y, that means a quarter is worth $25. Sure, I'd love that, but that's not the case. And if you just put plain old 5x, that means each nickel is worth $5. So just be aware of that, okay? And then your 42 coins, you just do x plus y equals 42. Automatically, I'm just going to multiply the second equation by negative 0.505, because then the x's will eliminate. So I'm going to rewrite that up here. So I get negative 0.05x minus 0.05y, and then 42 times negative 0.05 is negative $2.10. I'm just going to copy the first equation. I guess I switched them. So I have 0.05x plus 0.25y equals $4.90. Okay, so I know the x's are going to eliminate. Then I just subtract, well, 0.25y minus 0.5, that's just going to be 0.20y. And then $4.90 minus 2.10 is going to be 2.80. Divide by the 20 cents. And then basically, wait, let me just make sure. I don't trust myself right now. So hold on, 490 minus 210, yep, okay, divide by 20. So y is 14. Well, 14 what? 14 quarters. And then basically you can just do 42 minus 15, but if you want to see it plugged into the original equation, it's just going to be x plus 15 equals 42, subtract 15. And so then we find out that x is 27 nickels. Okay. All right. So let's look at 19. It says, Mrs. Wilson tells you that the next test is worth 100 points. 100 points is like the money goes with money, because it's how much it's worth. Points is like how much is worth. 38 problems is basically the no money, okay? Like the x plus y equals 38. Multiple choice questions are worth 2 points each, and word problems are worth 5 points. So that's like our 2x, our ax plus by equals c, so the 2x plus 5y equals 100, okay? Now we need to find out how many of each type. So we're going to say let x be the number of multiple choice, so I'm going to put MC, and y is the number of word problems, so WP. Now remember I said points are like money. Money goes with money. So we're going to do our ax plus by equals c because the money goes with money. So I have 2x plus 5y equals 100. And then the 38 problems, that's just like the no money type. So it's just x plus y equals 38. Well, automatically I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by -2, so the x's eliminate. So I'm just going to rewrite, so the top equation 2x plus 5y equals 100. And then -2x minus 2y equals Now, 38 times 2 is going to, or negative 38, or, negative 2 times 38 is negative 76. I automatically know the x's are going to eliminate. 5y minus 2y, or 5y plus negative 2y, is 3y, and 100 minus 76, so what is that, 24, and then divide by 3. So y is going to be 8 word problems. Okay. Now, to find our x, remember this easy original x plus y equals 38? I'm just going to do x plus 8 equals 38. Well, you could even do mental math. Remember I said you could do 38 minus 8. Well, x is going to be 30, multiple choice questions. Okay. All right, so now what I want you to do is practice the even problems on your own. I'll post the answer key. And then bring any questions to class.